One of the exercises in my Get Creating book is all about mini abstracts, and it's something I tend to do myself in batches. And you can do it as a daily exercise, which is the way I suggest to do it in the book, but you can also do it for a concentrated period of time, say do a handful of them in a day or every day for a week, for example. And that's how I do mine, as a batch of mini abstracts, and this is one that was from a batch that I actually did in the spring of this year. And I filmed all of them, well, I think pretty much all of them, but I couldn't decide what to do with the films, so I sat on them and until now. And seeing as those of you who have been playing with some of the ideas in my Get Creating book, and you've been asking me to share these videos, well, I thought it might be a good time to get them out, get them edited, process them, and, you know, show them to you so you can get some more inspiration, maybe some more ideas, and hopefully to get you working on yours as well, and to inspire you to find a way to make this really simple but useful art practice fitted into your life. So if you haven't got a copy of my ebook, then it's a freebie download. So it's a thank you for joining my newsletter, and I'll leave a link below if you want to grab it. So once you've gone through the process of signing up, you'll get a thank you email and the link will be in there. So this exercise is really an extension or maybe a development of my daily doodle diary exercise. And if you caught my activity on the LIFEBOOK 2020 Summit, you'll know a lot more about it. And I hope you've also used the exercises that I shared there to launch your own daily doodle practice too. And I've really enjoyed all the shares that you've been sharing with me of the results of your daily doodles, both on the LIFEBOOK Summit Facebook page, also on Instagram as well. So thank you so much for hooking up with me over there too. And wasn't the LIFEBOOK Summit pretty amazing? There was such an interesting mix of inspiration and classes. I didn't get a lot of time to see a lot of the activities, unfortunately, but I have been watching the amazing work that people have been posting on the Facebook page, and I've been pretty blown away by it. And that was just for the summit. The actual LIFEBOOK year-long class, well, I can't wait to see what comes from that and what everybody does. Registration to that is open, by the way, so if you're thinking about joining, I've actually got a coupon code. There's a coupon code for it that gives you 20% off. So I'll also put that in the description as well. And you know that I also have a list of what I use in these videos in the description too, so you'll find them there as well. Now I'm going to be putting together my LIFEBOOK classes very soon, so I'm planning the videos now, so I'm going through that process of, you know, working out. I've got an idea what I want to do, and if you wanted to know a little bit more, then there is actually an outline of mine and the other teachers' classes over on the course registration page as well. So that gives you a bit of a heads up. But I think I'll probably be sharing along the way as I put these things together, maybe teasing you a little bit. Anyway, back to the doodle diary. So the daily doodle practice was something that I started regularly last year. And I do have another video about it from Inktober 2018 when I shared some more pages from my daily doodle diary over on Instagram, and I will link that video up below as well. And that video is actually about keeping up with Inktober. So if you're doing Inktober this year and you need a bit of pep talk to keep you going, then go and watch that one after you've seen this one. Now with my daily doodle diary, I tend to use pens and pencils more in that book. Mostly as they work really well with the pages on the paper that's in that book. And also, I mean, they're really useful for transport as well. So this kind of diary, I take it with me when I go away because it's small and, you know, the pens and the pencils are easy to travel with as well. And working in it can be really quick. But it's really about creative examination of the mark making that you can get from your tools and from yourself. So the mini abstract exercises that I'm doing here, and this one that I'm showing you today, for example, is also a creative examination of mark making, but with paints. So I've mostly been using acrylic paints, but you could do this with gouache, you could do it with watercolour, you could do it with crayons, you could do it with whatever you wanted, anything that you really want to explore, you know, get to know your brushes, get to know what kind of marks you can make, really tease out the kind of marks that make you happy. And it's really great also for getting you to learn about your materials, And you can just have fun with it. Use different colours, different sizes, different shapes, different patterns. And of course you can mix and match, so there's nothing stopping you from using pens and pencils in this one as well. So I might have a daily doodle diary where I don't use paint, but I also use pens and pencils here on these mini abstracts too. I suppose on the mini abstracts, I keep them very much more abstract, whereas in my daily doodle diary there'll be abstracts, there'll be drawings, there'll be sketches, there's a different range of stuff. And this piece today is pretty much all acrylics. There's a little bit of ballpoint pen in it too, but I've got two different forms of acrylics and I'm using them in different ways as well. So I've got acrylic paint just straight from the tube, but I've also used it where I've watered it down, and then I've also got acrylic paint in ink form in a pen. It's kind of amazing what you can do in such a small abstract, isn't it? I love doing both this mini abstract exercise and also the daily doodle diary because they totally feed into each other. If you do these kind of regular practices, you find that they affect each other and they'll affect the art that you do as well. So I don't see these types of practices as separate things, I see them as all part of the same art exploration. And they are really easy to slip into the super busy lives that we all have in this fast world that we find ourselves in. So, okay, let me just summarise this into some top tips to help you with this exercise, or just a little refresher to keep the exercise going for you. So try playing with colours, that's a top tip. Try to use this mini abstract to explore colours that you don't usually use, and particularly combinations that you don't use together. Also use it to play with your materials and learn how they work. And I mentioned this one in the book because it is quite a key one for this exercise, and it is such a good fear-free place to try them all out and see what plays with what, particularly if you're a beginner and you're just starting out. But I think my top tip would be to really try and do different marks and play with your mark making style. As you're starting out, you might find yourself more copying other people's mark making. We're not really sure where we're going with these kind of things, so we'll see what's been done before and we'll maybe take that. But this really is the place to explore your own mark making and what you can do with the tools that you've got. And I promise wholeheartedly that you have your own mark making style and it's just as valid as the next artist. So yeah, use this as a way of teasing it out and let it play. See what kind of combinations you like. There really is no wrong way to do this. There is just your way to do it. And for example, one of the ways that I might try and sort of jog myself out of a rut if I've been doing the same thing too much, or I'm just not feeling it, I just can't see where to go next, I might actually do something as simple as hold the tool that I'm using in a different way. Just doing something different that kind of jogs you out of your familiar patterns. And you'll be amazed what kind of marks and what kind of inspiration this will bring to you. So keep it up and keep tagging me in on your daily doodle diary exercise shares and your mini abstract shares over on Instagram. I really love seeing them. I'm also trying to keep up with Inktober again this year, so come on over and let me know if you are too, because I would love to see that as well. If you want some more mini abstract inspiration just like this one, then please do give me a thumbs up or a comment below so that I know that you would like to see more of these. And if you want some more abstract art inspiration, then watch these videos next and I will see you over there.